Hi, I want my effing hand back. I'm tired of not having my hand the way I want it, the way I used to have it. I mean, when somebody sees me, they surmise correctly that I can't walk because I'm in a wheelchair. And, some people in a wheelchair, they can walk, but maybe not safely. Me, I can't walk at all. It just doesn't happen. My legs don't work. Um, I'm more screwed up than that. The disorder that I got is called transverse myelitis. And when I had a shingles vaccine, Shingrix, I'm sure you've seen the commercials, it paralyzed me within a month of the shot. It had effects on me immediately, but I wasn't paralyzed until a month later. And it took away from the waist down, but it messed up other things too. Transverse myelitis, if you don't know what that is a disorder where the sheath that goes around your nerves is destroyed or damaged, and then your brain cannot communicate with these nerves to certain parts of your body. And so that's exactly what happened to me. Um, and that would work fine for a hose and a sprinkler, where you want to get a whole lot of grass wet. But it doesn't work for your body because when your brain wants your leg to move, it wants to send a signal that goes just to that one leg, then just to the other leg, then the other one, then your arms if you want to swing your arms along when you're walking, whatever. And so um, it screwed me up pretty bad. It affected my lungs, it affected my bladder, it affected my colon, it affected my heart. I mean, it even got my heart rate increased from it was usually around mid to low 50s to mid 70s. So it increased my heart rate 20 beats a minute. Just to try to make everything work better. I mean, I don't know why the mechanics of why I did it, but it did it. So I have a faster heartbeat now. Uh, so it didn't just screw up my legs too. It I'm handicapped, and I don't get that word handicapped. Hand e cap. Okay, you've got a cap and you've got a hand. What does that have to do with? I don't get where they came up with the word handicapped. It makes no sense. It's hand is a weird word. They put that in other words that maybe you shouldn't do. Like you say somebody's handy, like with tools, but when it comes to being around a girl, you don't want to be handy. Um, you've got handwriting, but you don't have foot writing. I mean, just say writing. You don't have to say which. Oh, I guess there have been some people born without arms who have been able to learn to write with their feet. So I guess for them, foot writing would make sense. Uh, but handsome, for example. So if somebody is very good looking, a man generally handsome, hand, and a some. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know where they came up with that word. The people that make up words. I don't know. Maybe I should start making up words. I think I could have some fun with that. But anyway, with the other thing that happened with me a lot with this disorder is I lost a lot of use of my hands. My hands were always very dexterous before. In fact, I was ambidextrous. I could write left-handed, I could write right-handed, I could throw left-handed and right-handed. I played a lot of sports. I spiked left-handed and right-handed in volleyball. I had a left-handed and a right-handed glove in softball. I would move around and play one or the other on things. Uh, at the time of my injury, I was writing left-handed, but I had written right-handed for so many years. Now I cannot write left-handed because my left hand just does not work. It just it's like if you look at it, it doesn't move right. It's very I have trouble getting the fingers to do things that I want it to do. I used to be, with my right hand, like a trick right here. I used to be do that. So you get the two fingers in the middle, and see even that my right hand is screwed up too. I used to be able to type 75 words a minute, and now I have to instead because my left my left pinky juts out a little bit, and I keep missing the A key. Um, and did you know? Isn't it weird that the A key is on the pinky of your left hand? So it's like the letter that you use most often is with the finger that you most often would not want to use it with. And if you know the history of the QWERTY keyboard, QWERTY, the Q. That's the order that they have them on the left hand side there. The QWERTY keyboard was designed on purpose to slow down people's typing, because back then you had a key that came up and would hit the paper, well, it hit the ink, on the ribbon, and then imprint the letter onto it. So they deliberately made it so that people would slow down, so these keys would not get jammed on things. Well, it didn't work for people like me, because I was typing 75 words a minute. Everything was working fine until it doesn't. And now, my left hand is just horrible. My right hand's not great. Uh, and I've got some weird things with that too. For example, I cannot feel temperature on my right hand. If I run cold water or warm water over it, I couldn't tell you what the temperature was with it. But I can tell the temperature with my left on things. But it's, with lefty, losing the ability to write with it, I guess I can type, so I don't need it as much. Lefty was, that was my butt wiping hand. Come on, we all do it. You wipe your butt too. You just don't tell people which hand you use. And if you do, hopefully you wash your hands when you're done in the bathroom. Some guys don't do that. You see them and no, I don't want to go there. But I wash my hands. But anyway, the other thing it did is my fingers are very weak. I've said before on previous video, that my grip strength is that of like a 10-year-old girl. But the fingers are even worse. Like trying to open up cereal, for example, or Ziplocs. Velcro's my enemy. I mean, it should be my friend, but yeah, just trying to get it out of my fingers, just I can't get it. And my arms are strong, but it's just the fingers themselves don't. So something about, the brain isn't getting the message through to that. So it's very weird. So I really do miss my hand. I think if I had total normal use of both of my hands, maybe I'd be able to tolerate being in a wheelchair a little bit more than I am, maybe to make it livable, a lot more livable, that I could do things and, like, enable me to get out of the chair, be able to do a pull, if I found something I got into a car, be able to use my arm strength in order to help me get into the car. Because I've seen some wheelchair people do that. I can't. My hands just won't support my weight. I just cannot do it anymore on that. So my hand's screwed up. Pretty bad. But it's something that I'm finding ways to work around. I'm able to type. I'm able to pet my dog. Actually, hard to pet my dog left-handed too, and he insists on going to my left side to be pet. But that's probably good therapy for me to work on my hand and try to improve it and everything. But even the therapy hasn't been helping much with it. So anyway, I just want to say, Lefty, I really miss you, buddy. I really, really, really miss you. Anyway, if you want to check me out, I'm a humor writer, and my website is www.normcowie.com. Cowie is Cowie, because my ancestors were Scottish herders in the Highland of Scotland and stuff, so that's where the cow came from. So anyway, moo.